Welcome, everyone, and thank you for tuning in tonight. I'm Barbara Joseph in Central Maine, and my colleague and collaborator, Suzanne Steele, will be presenting with me tonight, and she's from New Hampshire. So our topic is magnetic matters, and we're going to talk about the body being an electromagnetic system. It's basically a big magnet, and it's totally essential for life. Our body needs magnetic energy. We have to be connected and grounded to the earth. And let's read about it a little bit here. I have a background in polarity therapy, which is energy healing profession. And so when I started being introduced to these concepts, I had already learned about them, that all of our cells have a positive and negative field, and that cell division is all reliant upon the body's magnetism to stay healthy. We live and die on a cellular level, so everything is about nourishing the cells. So there's actually a force that activates the formation and division of our cells, and that is just magnetic energy. That's what we are, a whole big pulsating field of magnetic energy. And you can see that the earth has a magnetic field in the human body, and that they are replications of one another. So the proper function and interaction of all organs and systems in the body depends on this constant presence of adequate magnetic energy. It's essential for life, and it plays a major role in our health. So, Suzanne?
Well, don't you feel better when you're outside? Raise your hand if you do. Yeah, I think we all do, instead of being cooped up. You know, whether you're walking along the beach or along a trail or hiking up a mountain, or even in the summertime, since a lot of us are right now in winter mode, even if I have my hands in the dirt in the garden, I just feel better because we're being connected to the earth's surface.
The reality is, though, most people spend their lives inside, whether it's in their cars, going back and forth from their home to their job, in steel buildings, concrete pavements, or even at home where there might be grass and lawn and gardens. The majority of time is spent indoors, which is basically inside looking out.
And we have added dangers, modern technology and electromagnetic frequencies. And this picture of this house really shows you a lot. It's showing you different rooms where those energies are pulsating out and really affecting the entire house. Doesn't matter what area you're in, you're getting these frequencies that are not good, whether you're carrying a cell phone or you have a laptop or a tablet. And then you have the outdoor high voltage tension lines that are also giving you energies that are not good for the body.
Yes, they're contrary to what our natural energy frequency is. And some of those other things, just in case people don't know, are hair dryers, microwaves, even the coiled springs that are in couches or bedding. So it's really pretty rampant. Also, the cement that is in your basement or the foundation of your home. So this one really deserves to be read. What are the effects of a diminished magnetic field? So it's proven by experts. A body that lacks of magnetism may cause many diseases. Lacking of magnetism in cells may accelerate senescence or senescence, and that is basically the loss of the cell's power to reproduce itself, which creates aging and eventually death. That also can increase thickness of blood, which then aggravates the burden of the heart and blocks the sediment in the circulation system, all of which will lead to many diseases for blood, nerve, and digestive systems. So in order to prevent these symptoms of magnetic famine, which is also known as magnetic deficiency syndrome, we should apply magnetism to our body regularly.
So how can we do that? I love this picture. See this person? They have their shoes off, their little red shoes, and they're looking better, feeling better, and they're sleeping better because they're outside. They're getting that, not only the sun's energy. I read from my book today, not one of us would be alive if it was not for the air we breathe, the water we drink, or the sun that shines down upon us. And in this way, we're all relatives because we all have a relationship to the earth. So this picture is kind of incorporating all those things, assuming that we drink water. But this person is happier because she's outside.
Well, I think everybody on this call drinks water because if they didn't, they wouldn't be here. So how can we get grounded? Have our bare feet on the ground? Well, it sounds awesome, but a lot of people live where there really isn't very much earth, and they might find themselves in a park. Yet you'll notice that there might be a sign that says, warning, pesticides have been sprayed here. Or many of us live in the country where there are ticks, so there could be a bit of hesitancy to go outside barefoot. And of course, right now we've been having snow for the whole month of December. So going outside barefoot doesn't seem very appealing at this time of the year.
So we do have some grounding tools that allow us to take that good earth's energy wherever we go, inside our cars, inside our homes, at work, at school. And these are various pictures from the upper right-hand corner, which are our insoles. They're magnetic, and they have other components all designed to give you that good grounding energy. To that back pad that's on the lower left, it looks like a small white mud flap with little dots. And that gives you that good earth energy. And whenever I'm gardening, I use that. To a chair pad that you see that you can put in your car or in your office chair, travel with. There's just countless solutions to take wherever you go.
And since we're going to have people sharing some testimonials, I do want to just specifically point out the different solutions that we have here, which are not by any means everything that we have. Yet there's a power band necklace. There's also a bracelet that has magnetic technology. And then the next one is called a Mag Duo. And that was my very first product experience with a chronic injury, some lack of range of motion, and disability actually from a bicycle injury. That rolling those magnetic rollers gave me a lot of comfort, increased flexibility, and full range of motion. And right now on my computer with those electromagnetic frequencies, I am sitting on my Kenko seat. And then of course we have a whole sleep system technology and a cocoon sleeping bag. So again, not limited to these, but I just wanted to point them out. So as you're listening to some of our stories, you'll have an image in your mind.
And this really shows how we incorporate all these things. How do we address the challenges is by creating what we call a wellness home. And the pictures there are showing other solutions other than just the magnetic ones that Barbara had. And some of these also use magnetics in our water system, in our hair care. So we do use magnetics to help the body in many ways.
And it's so wonderful to have solutions that are really going to help with vibrancy and energy and radiance, and that we have all areas covered. So this would be a great place for people who would like to share a story, simple, and how they have had success with some of the magnetic technologies. So please remember to unmute yourself, introduce your name and where you're from, and tell us your story.
Now we know that there's many people with stories, so just unmute the first person who has. That would be great.
Okay, well, I'll share another story. I've worked with many, many people, and it always gives me great pleasure when they share with me their successes. So, one person has had severe discomfort from migraines. And again, we don't make medical claims here, we share stories. And I introduced her to the power band necklace, and she was very thrilled and delighted because she felt a difference and could function and go about her day without having to deal with that excruciating suffering. So you can imagine how that made me feel, making someone else's life have more energy and vitality. And another woman um, went down to Florida with her family to go to one of the um, oh, Disney World. And she hadn't been able to go the year before because she couldn't keep up with anybody walking around. And she had gotten a pair of the insoles and the MagFlex. And she actually emailed from her vacation time being so delighted because she could be with her family, have fun, and walk around the whole day because of that. So,
And
Susie, sure you have some.
I do. I guess I could say before NIKKEN and my introduction many years ago, this is what I looked like. If you can see me, you can see I have a halo on. That was from a car accident, and I broke my neck and hurt all the time. And fortunately, a friend shared with me these solutions that helped him. And I was able to feel results even that first night. Sleeping on that sleep system, experiencing that in about a 15-minute relaxation. I was able to ride home normally in the car, first time in 3 years, and then within about a week could get up in one motion out of bed after sleeping with a magnetic pad and a pillow. So 21 years later, I'm more active now than I was then, and very grateful for what these products have done for me and for many people that I know.
And I know that you are a downhill skier and a motorcycle driver, so you're very active, Suzanne.
Yes. And I shovel snow. And there are several items that if you are in the north part of the country where there is snow, there are a number of items, that magnetic pad, those insoles, the power band bracelet and necklace. Those are my shoveling gear that goes on before the jacket and the gloves and the hat, because then I don't hurt afterwards.
Well, I will ditto that, and I also use them when I am raking leaves and actually when I garden, because my gardening's more like landscaping with rocks and all kinds of interesting activities. And more recently, I just had someone here who was suffering from very intense vertigo and had him sit on the pad, had the insoles under his feet, and a power band necklace. And he felt that his symptoms went from a level 7 to a level 2. And before he left, I also gave him what we call a rollout, which is using a magnetic roller while he was lying on the sleep technology, that he was basically down to a 1, and you could see he was robust and vibrant and looked a lot more vital and alive than when he had first walked in. So it's really wonderful to have solutions to offer people. And if anyone else wants a comment, step in, and otherwise we'll just close the call.
I'm Dee, and I'm in the Chicago area, and I was introduced about 9 years ago to these technologies by a friend who said she wanted to tell me about it because I was always tired. And I had sleep issues for 15 or 20 years, and also had a lot of back discomfort. numbness, spasms, that type thing from an old car accident as well. So I wanted to feel better and have more energy, and started using almost all of the products right away, but the most dramatic for me was the sleep system. The first night on it, I fell asleep right away, woke up before the alarm went off, and thought, oh my God, this is what a good night's sleep feels like. And there is more being written, more studies being done all the time on the importance of sleep and how critical it is for our health, and on many, many levels, because so much gets activated in our bodies, in our brains, in being restored and repaired while we're in a deep sleep. And the majority of Americans are sleep deprived. So it's been critical for me, and I know for many other people as well. So I'm so grateful too.
Thank you, Dee. And I think an important piece is the way our sleep system is designed with the magnetic technology and all natural materials. It's so different than the standard mattress, which has coiled wires and steel and metal, which of course diminish our magnetic field. And then they also have chemicals and flame retardants. So we're onto something really, really great here. Anybody else?
Hi, this is Elaine Matthews. I'm in Western Pennsylvania. I'm outside and it's 16 degrees out here, so I'm bundled up a little bit. I'm in my car, and I met a young gentleman. He was 26 years old, and he had a terrible, terrible headache for days. And I happened to have the Mag Duos with me in my pocket. Those are the two balls in the little case that spin. And I just started spinning them on the back of his neck and his shoulders and top of his head a little bit, and all over the best I could. And well, he couldn't believe it. In about 10 minutes, he said his headache went from like an 8 down to a 3. So he was very impressed. And then he came to one of my events, and he had a shoulder problem as I was working on him and just demonstrating a couple of things. He could hardly hold his one arm up. So again, I used my 2 balls in the case called the Mag Duos, and I'm rolling his back and push down, and oh my goodness, he's super strong. and he's like, I can't believe it. My arm doesn't hurt. So to say the least, he was excited. We worked on his knee a little bit, and that felt better. And you know, it was amazing how these products helped him. He also has joined NIKKEN, and I gave him a necklace to borrow over the holidays. I'm anxious to run into him just to hear how he's doing. He has a little bit of ADHD, and you know, we want to see what it does for him. You never know, and I'm not making any medical claims here or stating anything medical, but let's just see if it makes him feel a little better and maybe a little healthier. Thank you. Have a great holiday. New Year.
Yes, thank you, Elaine. And so again, if we can just think back to the beginning of this PowerPoint when we had how everyone feels when they're out in nature with the sun and the air and the magnetic field of the earth. And so these are natural solutions, natural ways where the body can be the way nature intended and to be in balance so that it can do what it knows how to do best, recover and rejuvenate. So doing it the best that we can. We're so excited. We have so much to offer the world, and we want people to know about it. So we do this every Tuesday, featuring a different aspect of what we have to offer. And we would love to get the word out so people can know what we have to offer. We're looking for people to help join us in our mission to educate the world, make the world a better place, uplifted and enriched in health, in time and lifestyle and community, purpose and finances. So thank you for joining us, and please get back to the person who shared this with you so that you can get your questions answered.
Thank you, Barbara. This was great.
Thank you. Good job.
Thank you.